the world of video games. It's that gracious time when you sit down, relax, and get your gaming in. I am a fellow gamer who grew up with the PS2, PS3, and Wii. Nah, for real though, you just had to be there when the classic late 2000s to 2010s games were out. Cause the 2020s aren't hitting, but some games have come out so far that were good. Don't get me wrong. Instead, let's go back in time through the years of the classics and revisit the ones that shaped my past. The PS2 was my very first console growing up, and did that startup scare me? At first, it was my father's console, and he gave it to me, and I was entrusted upon giving my first viewing of gaming. I played multiple, and to name a few, Sonic Heroes and Ben 10 Protector of Earth. Sonic Heroes is a good game, and I stand by that. But the fact that I was young didn't make it better, because I kept dying on Frog Forest and Bingo Highway. I was furious. My young mind just couldn't keep up with the levels. I remember I was done with the Team Sonic story and being like, I'm done! No, I wasn't done. In fact, not only do you have to play Team Dark, Rose, and Chaotix, but you have to replay the same stages. And don't forget you have to get the Chaos Emeralds in the minigames to beat Metal Sonic as the final boss. The Sonic Heroes intro goes hard. I would not press start so the intro could play. Ben 10 was my show growing up, and this kid named Ben Tennyson could turn into 10 aliens with the power of the Omnitrix on his wrist. Protector of Earth was my first Ben 10 game, and I loved it. The boss fights and unlocking more characters as the game progressed were great. When you got the characters, the cutscenes would show the animation from the show on the alien that you unlocked, which was a nice touch. I didn't like how there were only 5 playable aliens, like where's Diamond Head? The PlayStation 3 was a good upgrade from the PS2, but most people had an Xbox 360. Minecraft was my childhood. You see me in front of my TV playing this game 24/7. I first got introduced to it when I saw my cousins play it, and I became addicted. The game has changed throughout the years. Now we have the Warden and more giant caves. Back then, creepers were scary to me because you never know if they're behind you, and they blow up and proceeds to give you a heart attack. I don't know if it was just me, but back then when like Minecraft was like in its like getting hype days, this game was scary when it came to the mobs like the gas, the Enderman. Like, who wasn't scared? I played Minecraft Battle a lot, you know, before Bedrock came to consoles, and I was a beast. I also built a city in the game, but it got deleted. Yes, I was angry. Black Ops 2 is the best Black Ops, in my opinion. I would spend countless hours on this game, from zombies to multiplayer. This game was the best. I remember this dude did those snipers no scopes where you spin and he killed me. I was like, how? This guy says, get better. What do you mean, get better? You killed me without looking at me. Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 2. This game got me into the Naruto series. I got the game just to get it when I was a kid. I had no idea what it was about or what was coming at me, but I'm glad my childhood judgment led me to it. I can go on about the many main fights that the game did better than the anime. No disrespect to Shippuden, but that Jiraiya fight was done so much better in this game than in the anime. Naruto versus Pain. I'm sorry, but the Pain fight soundtrack was astounding. I was floating up to heaven listening to it. Naruto came back in blood to defend his village and get justice for Jiraiya's death. His outfit was cold too. I remember getting hyped as this man punched one of them. Not directly, but the wind hit bro instead. I was like, let's go Naruto! The Wii was my favorite console throughout my childhood. You just had to have one. You know, get the family to connect your remotes, fight with your siblings about who gets to play player 1, you know, the normal. I can't talk about the Wii without mentioning Wii Sports. This game is one of a kind. Bowling, tennis, boxing, baseball, and golf. The amount of times I played this game as a child was endless. In tennis, you could just keep swinging the remote so that you don't have to wait. And with boxing, I remember one time I played with my female friend once, and I beat her so badly she couldn't do anything back, and she started crying, and I smiled. To add on to this, Wii Sports Resort was even better because they added onto the roster with even more things to choose from. When you get introduced to the game in Woohoo Island, you have to use the Wii remote to be able to move as you skydive, and man, that was amazing. Sword fighting was the best. I would spam the remote as soon as the round started, as well as air sports. The only thing I hated about it was that the time limit ran out at the worst times. Did anyone try to fly into the volcano but ultimately fail every time? I sure did. I also didn't mention him, but Matt is a menace. Smash Bros. Brawl was my first Smash game, and that game delivered. The soundtrack for this game was the best, and that intro was something else. Oh, hee ho ho, hee boo. Oh, it's a pumpkin. Oh, it's a butterfly. Sorry. I love the Subspace Emissary story, and I used to main Ike. In Smash Ultimate, I main Ness. And no, I don't spam PK Fire. When Sonic was introduced, I went crazy thinking, how does Nintendo have a non-Nintendo character in their game? Snake was an excellent addition too. Super Mario Bros. Wii was my very first Super Mario game because, you know, the DS version was the first. This game was pure enjoyment. And as I'm recording this, we're a month away from Super Mario Bros. Wonder. I'm so ready for that game. Anyways, Mario Bros. Wii was heavily influenced in my childhood. I played this game with others and I was a Luigi person. I loved the different 8 worlds with the addition of the 9th after you collected all the star coins from each world before. The underwater levels pissed me off because I would always be close to dying. The ghost houses were cool until they had alternate routes of where to go, but I was always confused. World 8 wasn't it either. The bone roller coaster and the level where the lava rose had me going crazy mentally. But it's all good though. Even though I was with other people, I had beat the Bowser boss fight by myself and I felt like I was him. I was Luigi too, and I made him take Mario's girl. Sonic Colors was my favorite Sonic game growing up. I would come home from elementary and replay missions to get Super Sonic, but this game was a shit. Many people love Adventures 1 and 2, but I love them too. As a 2004 boy, my access to these games didn't come to play until I was older. I could keep going to Planet Whisk, Aquarium Park, and Sweet Mountain, but this game's soundtrack also hits. We know Sega doesn't play with the Sonic soundtracks. It could even be a bad game to many people and the soundtrack is still hitting. The story wasn't all that, especially the dialogue, but I only cared about the gameplay honestly. Sonic would fuse with the Wisp and have different powered attacks, and I thought this game was glorious. I had got the remastered version that released about 2 years ago and had to 100% it because I wanted people to know I was a Sonic Colors veteran. That game wasn't all that compared to the Wii version, but I still enjoyed replaying my childhood. That's just a couple examples of nostalgic games. I'm sure many grew up with many other games I didn't discuss, but that's just a sum of a few that I did. Also, Reach for the Stars is a certified banger.